And welcome everybody right here as we are at Scoreboard's Restaurant here in Baton Rouge on Coursey Boulevard. It's another exciting edition of Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I'm Chris Powers, and Coach, how you doing, my friend?
Doing well. Made it back from Tallahassee in one place.
Oh my goodness gracious! And everyone obviously disappointed. 1-3 is not where anyone wanted to start. Coach was disappointed in the post-game press conference. Everybody was a little upset. But let's remember, too, last year we went 2-3 to start the season. We lost to Alcorn State in that homecoming game where we scored 3 points. The very next week, we won 5 straight games and made it to the SWAC championship game.
Yeah, and I think speak from a coach's perspective, and I'm pretty sure the way that Coach Odom's looking at it. Last year's story. So I think from here you're taking one game at a time. Mm-hmm. And no doubt that we all believe that we have a talented team out there. But sometimes, going into the season, sometimes people put a little pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
And you pick number one, and it takes a little transition phase sometimes. And I just think that once they, able to win their first game, in a situation where it was a fight,
right?
Then I think that that they'll be off and running. And so I'm looking forward to this game, in Pine Bluff, because I think Pine Bluff got a pretty good team.
Yep.
And I think that they'll test us pretty good, and I think we're good enough to go up there and get the win, though.
Did you, and I knowing you don't just go to the game, you're always looking at seeing what can we do when they come here next year.
Right.
Did you learn anything from that game? It was a nice crowd there at the stadium at Bragg Memorial Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. And so obviously they'll make the trip here to Baton Rouge. And a lot of people I talked to at a restaurant after the game said, they're looking forward to coming to Baton Rouge next year.
Oh, no question about it. What they had, like 27,000?
27,000.
And, here's the thing, though. It's fun to be engaged, and I'm always walking around looking to see what they have going on. But all fans come up to me and they were saying, we way more organized than they are. And so as it relates to traffic and getting in and knowing where you're going. And but some of that has to do with the whole game day experience when you have a lot of people. And so I'm excited, to go back and have our staff meeting and critique what happened there and make sure that we can get ourselves better by visiting other places. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to making sure that we have a great game atmosphere. I really don't think it's too many teams at our level doing what we're doing, the pre-parties and the end zone parties and all those things that we are doing to make sure that we are putting on not just a football game, but an experience for our fans.
No question about that. So it was a fun time for football. Obviously, we'll go to UAPB. And right now, the Golden Lions are thinking they're going to win. They're 3-1 on the season. They've won 3 straight games after losing to TCU. They've won 3 straight games on the season, and including the last game, which was Tennessee State, they won on the very last drive.
Right.
Very last play.
Right. And that's a good win for them.
Yeah.
And no question about it that I think that they may be ahead of the game where they thought they may be starting off this season.
Right.
And I think they are one of the teams that, from a fan perspective, with a win-loss record, has surprised a lot of people. But no question about it, I'm pretty sure our coaching staff is not taking anything for granted. And I think once we make a couple adjustments and you get a chance to, it has to hurt.
Yeah.
And it has to hurt you enough where, we say, we all as one, there's nothing separate. And I got confidence in Coach Odom and his staff that they're going to come out and put a good game plan out there on the field, and I look forward to really going up there winning the ball game.
I do too. I really do, and I think that we possibly can, and that's going to start it going right there. I think one of their strengths is running, and Southern is very good against the run. One of the best, not only teams in the SWAC, but best in the nation.
For sure. I think that we do a very good job, against the run. It's been proven stat-wise that we have a little problems against the pass, but we do a very good job against the run, and I think that's their strength, and that's our strength, stopping the run. So hopefully that balance thing is off a little bit.
That's right. We're going to have a defensive coordinator coming on a little later on, Lionel Washington. We'll talk about that.
Because I want to make sure we understand I'm just talking in general because I'm not the football coach, all right? So we're going to let them have their own expertise in what they do.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, obviously, too, volleyball played in the Troy tournament. They played against the Citadel, Florida A&M, and at Troy as well, the host team there. And the volleyball keeps moving along as well.
Yeah, and no question about it. Coach Jacobs and her crew, I know they're ready to come home for, their first home match, and I'm excited about it. they've been right there every match. And as you see, we kind of went out on the road by design to test ourselves, because we do think that this is a transitional phase year for volleyball where we can leap right in there as one of the top 2 or 3 programs in our conference. So we wanted to make sure that we was road tested. You know, they have a lot of sweat roundups and things coming up here pretty soon, but we want to make sure that that we can play competition that's going to put us in an adverse situation and maybe help us in our future wins to try to get that SWAT championship.
No question about that. And the first home game will be on Sunday, October the 6th, Clifford Seymour Gym. So it's just coming up right around the corner. In fact, next weekend. Now, this weekend, they're going to be over at the SWAC West Volleyball Roundup, which will be in Prairie View, Texas. They'll play Alcorn, Alabama A&M, Jackson State, Alabama State, and Mississippi Valley State. Yeah, so as you see, I spoke about that a little earlier. I think now we're starting to phase down to teams at our level, and I think that you'll see a difference in matches as it relates to wins and losses. Right. Cross country will also be in competition. They've got Nickel State Invitational, and we've got some steel shots with that. Some nice steel shots, and we've got some athletes going to be here for that. There we go, right there. And that was over in Nichols, Louisiana, and right there at Nickel State over in Thibodeau, Louisiana. Yeah, and no question that we host our first cross-country match in a long period of time, and so we are building that program, and we're excited about these young ladies and what they're doing for the Jaguars, and they got a pretty good team. And not only that, they're going to be in Baton Rouge, so the Jaguar Nation has an opportunity to go and see them with the LSU Invitational. LSU Invitational, yeah, they run right off there off Highland, and so I'm excited about it because they give me a chance to get a chance to watch them as well. That's right. So it's a lot of things going on, and if you need more information about what's going on in the sports, go to gojagsports.com. That's gojagsports.com. Get all the latest you need to know about what's happening with the sports and a whole lot more. And we've got so much to talk about on this show. Not only, too, we want people reminded, and we got all the volleyball, we talked about that, too, but we also remind you, folks, we got Prairie View A&M coming in 2 weeks. I'm looking for 20 plus. That's right. I'm excited about that game. I'm trying not to talk about it. We got a competition coming up this weekend, bye week, and then come on home, baby. Yeah, but we want, like you said, and it's going to be the gold game too, the gold rush. We want people to have gold on. We're going to be able to recognize, that's our game that we recognize in one of our legends, Dr. Greg, as well. So I'm excited about it. No question. So we look forward to that, and that'll be again coming up the October 12th. That'll be October 12th at A.W. Mumford Stadium. All right, when we come back, we'll be talking more right here. We've got all kind of events coming on, athletes and coaches all right here as we return. Scoreboards Restaurant right here on Coursey Boulevard. This is Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Back in a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers. Craveable cane sauce. Crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Official chicken of Southern University.
Ram pickups. We'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's Ram Power Days.
All 19 Ram Bighorn pickup trucks, $11,000 off.
That's right. All 19 Bighorns in stock, $11,000 off.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
When you play the Louisiana Lottery, you may not see where your dollar goes. To the potential it nurtures. To the future it fuels. But with every dollar you spend, you're supporting K through 12 public education. Even if you don't see the change you're making, our students do. Thank you for giving us a reason to smile.
And welcome back, everybody. It's overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. And we've got defensive coordinator, Mr. Lionel Washington, Coach Lionel Washington on the show. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Man, 27 years in the National Football League, playing and coaching. Yes,
it's been quite a while. I had the opportunity to play for such a long time and coach also, so it's good to be back home doing something. I guess it's still football.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be different, though, for you, because seeing when you started football, I know for me, when I played in the 90s, it's different. It's so night and day compared to what football was back then in the 90s to what it is now.
Football is always football to me, and
right.
I played it and I coached it, and there are some differences, but game is you're blocking your tackle. One of my owners told me that, Al Davies, said, you're blocking your tackle. If you can tackle better than the offensive block, and you can block better than the defensive tackle, then you have a good football team. And that's some of the things we are working on. Our tackling, we're getting better, and hopefully we'll go from there.
And you know what's so crazy about this day and age is almost everybody is going to that spread offense. And what people don't understand with the spread offense is what people trying to tell me. They don't feel that Southern gets to the quarterback enough, which is always, look, me being on the radio doing the game, I never say the score enough, and y'all never get to the quarterback enough being on the defensive side. But with the spread offense, that quarterback is taught to two-step, three-step drop, bam, get rid of the football pretty quick. So it's very hard to get the sacks nowadays because your defense is so spread out.
It is spread out, and the quarterbacks now are so much more mobile, and they understand what they're doing so much better now that they're better athletes than they were back years ago. And those guys give you the problem. Our quarterback, for example, he gives our defensive team fits because he has the ability to run and pass. Anytime you have that type of ability, a dual threat quarterback, you're always going to get defenses problems.
Right, and a lot of people, the new term, technology, people come to me and say, no, it's the old option, or it's the old quarterback sneak, the RPO. No, it is different, because you don't know if that quarterback is running, and you don't know if he's passing, because when he gets the ball, the RPO, he's got it to the tailback right there, to the running back, then he might take it himself and run. That's RPO. You don't know if he's going to pass or run.
The thing about that, I think defensively, you got to be so disciplined in your gaps and your angles that you take, because the quarterback is reading the defensive end. Next time you may read the linebacker. So it just depends on what his reads is for that week. And if the guy is good, man, he can make a big guy miss and get into the secondary, then he can have problems.
Right. You've got some speed on your team. A guy from Memphis, I told Coach Odoms this a couple of weeks ago, a guy from Memphis told me there's 3 players that he saw on this team that could play with anybody on any different level. Number 47, Caleb Carter, by the way, leads the team in tackles. Number 7, Jacoby Papillon, very fast. And also number 32, Mr. Jordan Lewis. He's got such a quick step going to get to that quarterback.
Those 3 guys are our best 3 athletes on our team, including everyone. They're very athletic, they're very instinctive football players, and they got what you call that it factor. They just understand how to play the game, they understand what they're doing, they understand what the defense calls for at that certain time. So those guys are always going to be in a position where they can make plays and make things happen defensively for you. So we just got to keep those guys going and get everybody else around them to pick their level of play up. And we got a solid defense, and we're going to show it this weekend.
Right. And, you know, one of the guys, Calvin Lunkins, number 1, guy smart.
Yes,
obviously, he's made the dean list every single time he's been at school, 16, 17, 18, and 19 again this year. And he looks at the stats, and he said the SWAC.org didn't credit some sacks that he got, and some tackles. 0 tackles on the year. And he said, I got more than that. I said, look at my stat sheet. I got you down with more. That guy seems to be a leader. And I told him, I said, you guys last week were 9th in the country in FCS in red zone defense. Oh, I'm texting my guys that right now. Text all of his team that right there. he to me seems to be a leader, and I'm not even on the practice field watching that. He seems to be that leader.
He is one of our leaders. Like you said, he's a very smart football player. He's a smart individual. So a lot of time you have those type of combination where the guy is willing to work hard and do whatever it's going to take, help his teammates become better football players. All you can say about that guy like that, you hope that he can continue to play and pick the morale of your team up when things are not going well.
This is going to be an interesting deal. They've got 2 good running backs on their football team, and obviously, they can get going, but Southern University is in first place in defensive rush. So you guys are always right there with the defensive rush, and that's something that's huge. Looking at the rushing yards, you're only giving up 3 yards a carry to opposing teams. That's it. They only get 3 yards.
But our goal, believe it or not, we set for 2.9 yards per carry.
Wow.
So we're right where we need to be.
Right.
And I think you look at that, but you got to look at the other side of it also. We got to play better in the passing game.
Right.
And that's part of my segment, which I coach. I got to get the cornerbacks playing better, getting tighter coverage, and doing the things that they're capable of doing and not being so passive at times. So that's something we worked on this week, and hopefully we can go out this week and display that part of it and do a better job in the passing game.
Right. And there's 2 guys that are young that people have to realize.
Yes.
Number 10, Jordan Eastling, and on the other side, you've got also another young guy that's just getting, and I say young, is playing experience. And they haven't had a lot of playing experience, and that's something that's O.J. Tucker, and O.J. Tucker is getting it. And a lot of people ask me as well, Montavious Gaines looked like he got burnt a lot of times, but again, that safety's job is to cover that part of the field in the back zone. That cornerback's got to do his job too. But those guys, I've seen some great potential from, like Jordan Eastling. I saw him on a couple of open field tackles by himself, and this guy's got potential.
Eastling is doing a better job. He's doing real good right now. He's one of those kids that is very athletic. He understands how to play the football game, and he only is going to get better because he's a hard worker. And the rest of the guys are doing a great job also. So we just got to continue to do what we do best, and that's work hard. And hopefully that can translate into us winning some football games.
If I was one of these guys that know nothing about football, never played the game and what have you, my next question would be, what are you going to do against UAPB to get better on the pass? But that'd be like, okay, UAPB, we're going to tell you exactly what we're doing. I'm not going to do that. So right. I know that you guys are working big time. There's no question about that. Your defensive front is great. I like the way y'all are rotating guys in and out. Linebackers are fast. So I like your linebackers, again, led by Caleb Carter. And I see a lot of potential in your safeties and your DBs, period.
Well, defensively, I think, like you said, the strength of our defense right now is our front 7. And we got to do better on the back end. And I think it's just a matter of time before we really hit that click, hit that mark, and do what we need to do to be successful. I think once we get a better understanding, we're young, like you said, and we're very inexperienced in that part of it because we had guys that never played or started a football game before this year. So, it takes a while sometimes for those guys to gel and get a better feel for what they need to do and how to do it. And that's part of getting better, practicing hard each week, and just trusting in what they do. And once they can develop that trust and that confidence in themselves, things are going to work out real well.
And another thing that's pretty simple when you think about it, when your offense goes out there 3 and out, or your offense may turn the ball over and stuff of that nature, bam, your defense is back on that football field. So at the beginning of the ball game against FAMU, we were noticing that the defense was on a lot during, especially that first quarter when we got down 17-0.
Well, that's part of the football game. So, FAMU came out, they played great defense. It kind of stifled our offense a little bit, but that's our job to go out and do whatever it's going to take to get the football back to our offense. So we don't worry about that part of it. We just go out and do our job, and that's the attitude the guys have taken. And we're not going to cry about the offense turning the ball over if that may be the case. But that's part of football. We just got to go out and do what we do best, and that's play defense.
Coach Odom's talked before we did the interview on Tuesday that we normally do for the show, for the radio show, for the pregame show. Coach sat me down and talked to me, and he said, "Chris, it's like what people got to understand." We were 2-3 last year, and it's true. They were 2-3, and the 2-3 was the game after Alcorn State, and we only scored 3 points in that ball game. Now you were here as quarterbacks coach last year, so you've seen that part. And then a spark, bam, 5 in a row after that point, and you were playing for the SWAC championship and became an eyelash away from winning that SWAC championship.
Well, and that's the thing we have to bank on right now, and have to continue to work hard and just go out and try to get that first victory, because I think when you win, everybody feel good about what they're doing and how they're doing things. So we just got to get some winning ways under our belt again and go out and just do what we feel we need to do best and go from that part of it, because we're going to score some points offensively, and we got to shut them out defensively.
And I know, you being a defensive coordinator, you probably would not want to face a guy who's going back home in Ladarius Skelton. Hey, he played here in Baton Rouge last year against his team. Well, not his old team, because he didn't go to Pine Bluff, but he went to high school at Pine Bluff. Talking about Ladarius Skelton, last year, 12 out of 15, he threw for 283 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think Ladarius Skelton, because people now are questioning him, I think he's going to be bad to the bone this week at UAPB when he's playing in front of basically his all family.
Yeah, I think no matter where he's going to play this week, I think he's going to do well. You know, he feels the pressure and the need that he got to come out and do and help the team win football games, and I think that's what exactly he's going to do. He's back home with all his family, friends, and everyone there, so I think he want to come out and play well back home, and we defensively are going to try to make sure we help him to give him the ball as much as possible so he can score and help us win.
There's several, I know when you watch the game film, there's several players for UAPB that jump out at you. One, the quarterback, Shannon. He's thrown for 691 yards. He has 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 63% of his passes complete. But he throws to a young man in Ballard III, who was the newcomer of the SWAC this weekend. He got 3 receptions on that game-winning drive for 58 yards. Didn't get the winning touchdown, but that kid is pretty special.
He is special. He got size, he got quickness, he got hops, like the young guys say. He got hops. He can get up and go catch the ball at the high point. So we got to do a great job of really devising a plan for him to take him away.
Yeah, and then on the other side, like we mentioned, good against the run. You got 2 running backs, 2-headed monster running backs in Williams, 339 yards on the year. Porter, 336 yards on the year. But I'll take our defensive line and stopping that run in that game against UAPB.
Well, that's the challenge, and that's the challenge we gave the guys this week. We got to stop the run game. If we can stop the run game, then our chances of winning the game goes up tremendously. So I think that's what they're going to do. The guys accepted that challenge, and we'll see Saturday. I think we're going to go out and make that happen.
Did you hear, at the beginning of the show, I don't know if you heard this, my old coach, Al Davis. Al Davis, one of the greatest minds. Just win, baby. Remember that, Oakland Raiders?
Yeah.
This guy was there for him, man. Thank you, my man. We're glad you're here at Southern University.
Thank you very much.
You're doing an absolutely unbelievable job. And they, at the beginning of the season, their mindset, we got to stop the run. They're doing that. And like you said, 2.9, that was their goal. They're right now at 3 yards per carry on offense for opposing teams. So they're right at their goal. I think we're going to get going with that defensive backfield, and everything will be going in the right direction. When we come back, we'll have more, including some athletes on the team, cross country. We'll do that coming up right here in just a moment. It's overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant here in Baton Rouge on Coursey Boulevard on Pelican Sports TV.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the Parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here to the Overtime Show with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. As we look at all the sports, we talked to Coach Lionel Washington just a moment ago for football, defensive coordinator. Now it's time to talk a little cross country, and right now we've got on the set. She is a sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana, played at Lafayette High. Sydney Minor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, and he is from Baton Rouge, played Tara. A Trojan in the house. How's it going, my man? Nicholas Scott, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good.
How's it going? Everybody getting excited by cross country?
Extremely, yes.
Yep, there you go. There you go. See, she's a pro, she said. She's been on TV before, so she's got this. She told me and him, just get out of here, Scott. You and Chris, just get out of here. Well, obviously coming up with an opportunity for local people to see you, and I'm sure you're excited about that, being from Tara, at the LSU Invitational right here.
Yes, sir. Extremely excited. All my coaches and my family members are saying they're happy to see me this week because they haven't seen me in the previous week. So
okay.
They're going to be there.
Now tell everybody, first of all, what is your major?
I'm a business management major.
Look at that. Going to take over the world. I like that. And what do you do for cross country?
Just whatever the cross country is, just whatever the meet is. We all do the same thing cross country.
Okay, and what do you do for the track and field? What is
The 800 and the 4x4.
Okay, and tell everybody what the 4x4 is.
It's a 4x4, it's a 400-meter relay. Where it's 4 people and each one of us has to run a 400.
Yeah. And what gets you motivated? You like watching the Olympics or track and field?
Yes, sir. That is a goal right there.
Yeah.
The Olympics is a goal for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching them, and usually it's in Washington. Mm-hmm. But now I think they moved it because they're doing some renovations to that university.
Yeah, it's usually in Oregon, but
Oregon,
now,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, they moved it to Texas. So this year I think it's
permanent going to be in Texas?
I think it's going to be in Texas again this year, and they're talking about moving it back to Oregon.
Yeah, because I mean that's better atmosphere. You get down to Louisiana and start fitting. Because I know they had the track and field trials for the Olympics here one year, several years ago, and it's got to be very tough.
Yeah.
But you two are used to the humidity in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, we are. It's really hot out here, though.
Yeah. So tell everybody what you do for the cross country.
I run 5K. Sometimes you run the 6K, and for track I run the 800 and 1500, and indoor I run the mile.
When did you discover that you would like to do track and field?
I mean, like track-wise, like what?
Yeah, I mean, what made you decide this sport?
Well, I don't know. Like my cousin, he the one like influenced me to run. I guess maybe because he used to run track and stuff in high school. So I saw him running like the 2 mile, and I was like, hey, I can do that. And then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just start running track. And so
yeah. Because I can run too, but usually something's chasing me, and you better run with me. If you see me running, go ahead with me because that's something bad's behind me.
Yeah.
Tell everybody you're from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. I went to Lafayette High School. I'm majoring in nursing, and I'm a sophomore.
You see the difference between you and I, not on TV, to where she just immediately, I didn't have to ask her that question. She immediately came out and said what she's majoring in, taking us all by storm. What do you like about your experience right now at Southern University?
What I like about it is it's just a different type of atmosphere, you know. I took a visit to LSU when I was in high school, and I took a visit to Southern, and the atmospheres at both colleges were extremely different. You know, when I was walking on Southern campus, everybody just heads weren't in the air. I mean, they had, groups of people that were, talking to each other. It was, more closer as far as if you compare it to another college out there. Everybody just basically doing their own little thing. So I just feel like my experience that I like the most is us being close, not only as a team, but as a school.
Right. What about you? What made you decide from Lafayette, Louisiana, come down 45 minutes to come down to Southern University?
I always wanted to come to Southern and be a part of an HBCU. I had other offers and visited other colleges, and like Nick said, like the atmosphere is just different from other colleges, and I really love Southern, so, and it runs in the family too, so yep, had to keep it going. But I love Southern. I love the teachers, professors, the coaches, just everybody in general at Southern. Everyone just really nice and stuff.
Now, what do you get most excited about? Is it the cross country? Is it indoor, outdoor? What will you get more excited about?
I would have to say cross country is more of do this so I can meet my goal. We know as a cross country team, we know we have to do this and drop our times and be the best in cross country for us to be the best on the track. Right. So I would have to say, track is really, where it's at. But
right. What about you?
Track too. And I know like Nick said, like the base part, like cross country is really a base for a track. Like if you want to run this time in track, you really got to run hard and train hard in cross country because it'll really pay off. And yeah.
What about indoor, outdoor?
Ooh, that's a hard decision.
Really?
I love indoor and I love outdoor. I don't know, maybe indoor, okay, indoor is different from outdoor. So like indoor, the track is like a little 200.
Yep.
Then outdoor, you're running a full lap. So I guess, I like both. I can't really decide which one.
Do you breathe differently when you are running indoor to outdoor? Because a lot of people, and the reason I ask you that question is because the air and humidity here in Louisiana is so thick that it can change your breathing technique, and that's big. That's what they had to teach my son when he got in the Marine Corps, and they talk about long distance running because he liked to run, but he had to run 3-5 miles a day. When he started, he didn't do that when he was in high school. He was in ROTC, but he didn't do like the Marines. So it's all about breathing technique. You've got to be able to breathe right. And in Louisiana, being this hot and humid, and the air is so thick. So do you have to change between indoor and outdoor when it comes to breathing?
Not necessarily. I think all of us have ran indoor, and we kind of know what to expect. But it is a tremendous difference when it comes to breathing, because when you're inside like that, and there's so many people inside there, it kind of feels like you're choking. Your mouth, start getting dry. So
right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this now. For football and for all sports as well, like say for instance, I may come in as I want to be a tight end, and that's what, in fact, I went. They wanted me to be a linebacker though. So I had to get adjusted to that and say, okay, I guess I'll be a linebacker and what have you. But for you, I mean, did you want to always do what you're doing, or did you want to do something else?
I always wanted to do what I was doing. I've always wanted to run track and stuff. Now the cross country part.
Do you think about throwing the javelin or anything like that, or throwing the disc?
Okay, I did think about doing a long jump because I already have long legs, and everyone told me like, hey, you should try long jump. I did long jump actually when I was small, when I was running like the little AU meets and the little summer league track meets. So I tried that out, but then I was like, I think I'm gonna stick to running.
So if you're like, if I could stand right here and you could jump over me and slam dunk a basketball, you think you could do that?
No, I can't. I can't. I could try, but no.
Not at all. Not at all. So as we get ready for obviously next year, we're going to be doing a lot of cross country. As we look at the schedule right here, cross country starts with the LSU Invitational this weekend. You played at Nicholls State. How was that meet at Nicholls? Did you like that at Thibodeau?
I would have to say the whole team liked it, but women-wise, in my opinion, they did great. But men-wise, we were still finding ourselves, and I feel like this meet coming up, we've all ran at LSU. Even the incoming freshmen, they ran there in high school, and I feel like as far as men-wise, we should all be finding ourselves this week. So we extremely excited for it.
Was you excited about hosting an event at West Feliciana?
Yes, I actually ran that course in high school for a mile relay, but I feel like winning that meet was really good. To say that we hosted that, like we wasn't given that, we earned it because we really worked hard at practice and stuff. And I feel like our coaches did a good job with the recruitment, with the incoming freshmen and the transfers. They really doing a good job too with helping contribute to the team.
Now, after the LSU Invitational, the Watson Ford Invitational will be in Clinton, Mississippi, and then that's where the SWAC Conference Invitational will be as well.
Going into that, a lot of us from last year, we ran there. We kind of know the course. The freshmen don't really know the course, so we're just going to go into that race and try and attack it, and then do it the best that we can. So, well, first of all, thank you all for coming to Southern University. And what are your hopes to get out of coming to Southern University when you're done, a senior?
Basically, just getting my degree and winning a SWAC championship ring too.
And you want to go to the Olympics?
Oh yeah, that too. God says the same.
Yeah, you want to go to the Olympics. That's so fun. I love watching the Olympics. And it's not just pulling America, but you always want to see who the fresh new face is going to be breaking these records and stuff of that nature, whether it's volleyball, beach volleyball, or whether it's cross country or track or anything else of that nature. It's always fun to see that.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank y'all both. Thanks for coming to Southern University, and good luck in both your fields.
Thank you.
All right, thank you a lot. All right, when we come back, we've got more right here at the Scoreboards Restaurant, where they always have some delicious food. Harley-Davidson night is on Thursday nights. Come on out and enjoy that. We've got boiled seafood stuff tonight. Oh, it's so good. And I'm thinking the boiled shrimp with sausage, too, they've got. That's great. And, of course, you've got to try before you leave. Coach Banks, the athletic director, is going to make you try his bread pudding. Okay. He would think that he made that bread pudding himself because he calls it the Overtime Series bread pudding. And you got to try that before you leave. I know your coach is going to be like, oh, I don't know, but no, you can do it. You run it off, right?
It's a cheat day.
There you go. All right, we'll be back with more right here. It's the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here on Pelican Sports TV. Good job, Steve.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. It's smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back here. It's Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar Athletics. And to get things going, we need great sponsors. And this sponsor seems like they have been around since day one. They've always helped Southern University out. Legendary Imports. Just follow your eyesight to some of the best looking vehicles out there. Yeah, you would think you're in Beverly Hills or something like that when you pass by this car dealership right here on Coursey Boulevard. It's awesome. Everybody wants to be pampered, and everybody wants to have pride when they're coming out and get out of their vehicle. Yeah, look where I got my car at Legendary Imports. Got the man right here, the owner, Daryl Cohen. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. How are you?
Great. And we've got a guy who's here, BJ Smith. How's it going, man?
How you doing, sir? Good.
What's your role at Legendary Auto Parts?
I'm a sales manager. I go by Legendary BJ, kind of promote some things.
Yeah, there you go.
Just keep it going. Just keep it going.
There you go. And and that's something that everybody wants. There's not one person that says, hey, I want a little small car that Russ holds it together. I want an unbelievable car. Everybody wants to get out like a rock star. And I know when you guys go to these auctions and stuff like that and find these vehicles from all over the country, you're thinking with that customer in mind what they're going to want to drive around.
That's it. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
So I don't even have to, right when you said it, I said everything like that. But also, too, if I'm not mistaken, too, like if a customer comes to you and say, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this model, this year, and what have you, what can you do?
Well, we don't have to have the car on the lot. Right. You can come in, any make and model we can get for you. We can get you a 2020, 2019, it can be a Nissan Maxima, it can be a Maserati, it can be a F-150, you name it, we can get it for you. You come in, we let you locate your own car, you sit with us in the office, you pick out the interior, exterior, we even let you click buy. So you see exactly what you're buying it for, you click and see how many days it's going to take to come in. Normally time it takes about 24 to 48 hours to come in. And you come back and pick up your car. We'll put you in another car to drive until yours come in.
Oh wow, that's a great experience. And BJ, and I know you being the sales manager, sometimes people say, oh, I've got to go get it financed. It's going to probably take all day. Talk about your F&I guy. When you talk about F&I guy, that's your finance guy, your finance manager, and what have you. Tell us about that process.
Oh man, we have the great man. We work with a good. We're family over there, man. Great finance guy. He's real quick about it, man. We also have, from every lender, credit union, we got it. It's real simple. So even if that customer say, hey man, I want to do this finance, 9 times out of 10, we already have a relationship with that group, and we can get it done right then and there.
And if you have the good financing, a good relationship with that bank, that means a lower finance for you. A lower interest charge, and that's something that you want to get.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right about that. So, interest rates, man, low.
Yeah.
We see every facet of from challenge credit all the way to great credit. Get it done.
Right.
Get it done. We get
That's
it done.
Awesome. Now, Daryl, what about, say for instance, you've sponsored Southern University since forever, and talk about why sponsor Southern University, and for those students out there that might be watching this, is that a place they can come and get a car for that young student?
No, absolutely. Being a former student athlete, I know how it is firsthand. You drive by car lots and everybody asks, where do you work? It's like, well, I'm a student worker. It's like, well, you can't get a car. Well, I created a program just for that.
Oh, wow.
For student athletes, not just student athletes, just being a student, because it's tough. You want a car, you need to get to point A to point B. How can you get to point A to point B if nobody gives you a shot? We got over 13 different lenders. If you want to drive off in a car, I guarantee you it won't because of you can't get finance. It's because you just don't want to drive off in a car today.
Right.
Yeah. So we have a special program for any student athlete. You know, the partnership with Southern been huge, and just this week to say the least. From Friday to Monday, we sold 11 cars, and 7 of those customers came in because of Southern University.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was huge for us. So we were trying to build off that momentum and ride off into the month of October. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So BJ being the sales manager, BJ Smith being the sales manager over at Legendary Imports, which is right here on Coursey Boulevard, right across from scoreboards, would it be better, because today's technology is so crazy, better to look online first or come into the actual location?
If you can't get to me, look online, but I want you to come in. I mean, if it ain't no more than just say, hey, Legendary, how y'all doing? Come in, man. I invite everybody. Come in, check the car out, check out what's going on around there. I mean, if you can. The other end of it is we do have our website, legendaryimportgroup.com, where you can go. You can click the icon, apply online. You can apply there, and as soon as you apply, I mean, we see it. You get the call right back, man. Look, hey, come on, I got your app. Look, let's do it. You're already pre-approved.
Wow.
Without question, you're pre-approved.
Right.
So come on, just like Daryl is saying, if you don't ride away in a car, I mean, it ain't because you can't get finance.
Right.
Great team. We're ready to go.
I know that, Daryl, you look at the lot and you say there's some holes there. And what means by that, that's lingo saying, I got a couple that are gone. I need to fill that up with some other vehicles and what have you. What do you look to get as far as cars go? What is the big thing that sells a lot?
Well, you know, the Camrys, the Nissan Altimas, the Maximas, any Toyota, Nissan, Hondas, those gonna sell. But I pride ourselves on what we do a really good job of. Everybody wants they import a Mercedes or BMW, but everybody's like, man, the maintenance, the price, I can't afford that. But we make it affordable. You can afford it with us. If you're looking at any Mercedes C300 or BMW, I guarantee you, I can promise you, any Mercedes dealership, Lexus, BMW dealership, guarantee you will beat their price by $1,000.
There you go.
Yep.
Can't get much better than that. All right, BJ, I'm gonna let you close it out. Look at that mic. Look at that camera right there. And that person might be watching this show and say, you know what? I've been looking for a vehicle and I'm thinking about to buy one. What would you tell that person right now?
I would say the only way to do it, man, do it the legendary way. Set yourself apart. Why don't you be legendary?
I thought he was going to start singing. I really thought he was going to get into a song right there and start with a dance on the table. That's pretty awesome, man. Go see him. I'm telling you, I almost get in a wreck every time I come here because when I'm pulling in, I always look to my left there and I'm looking at you guys' car lot, and it's pretty cool, man. Daryl, thank you so much for what you do for Southern University, my brother. You're an unbelievable person, and you make this happen. So thank you for getting involved with Southern.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, BJ. Nice to meet
sir.
you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all right,
Nice to meet
man.
you, sir.
And that's BJ without a microphone. Could be in any football game or basketball game. He didn't need a microphone. You see how much he's unbelievable. All right, when we come back, we've got Coach Roman Banks going to be back here as athletic director and, of course, talking about what's going on with Southern University. We've got some questions to ask, and it's all coming up right here at Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard. This is Overtime Series with athletic director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Back in a moment. Pelican Sports TV.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group. Distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers. Craveable cane sauce. Crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Official chicken of Southern University.
When you play the Louisiana Lottery, you may not see where your dollar goes. To the potential it nurtures. To the future it fuels. But with every dollar you spend, you're supporting K through 12 public education. Even if you don't see the change you're making, our students do. Thank you for giving us a reason to smile.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton & Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton & Fouget today.
Wranglers, we'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's Move and Sale and Jeep Adventure Days.
$3,500 off all Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport S models.
$3,500 off.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. And we're right here at Scoreboards Restaurant now. But the Overtime Series, we'll be taking it on the road to Dallas, Texas, coming up for the big Texas Showdown.
Oh, no question about it. That's the overtime on the road there. So, you know, when we come in on Friday nights, we have our Overtime Series when we travel out of town. And so we're excited about our Overtime Series in Dallas. It was a big bang last year. We're looking forward to it. So, Dallas, thank you for supporting, and we're coming right back at you in a couple of weeks.
And we've got some exciting events coming around homecoming. It's not just the game or the parade or what have you. We're going to be telling you a lot more things, including homecoming, the Overtime Series there, and all kinds of a big concert coming. So we're going to be telling you more about that coming up right here on this show. And you can go to GoJackSports.com. Again, GoJackSports.com. Somebody who does a great job for us. She works hard.
Very hard.
Miss Tiana. And we definitely need her. She's got a beautiful smile on camera and all that kind of good stuff. But I really want everyone to know how hard this young lady works, and she does work a lot at Southern University, plus goes to school. Here she is. Tiana, you have our Ask Athletic Director. I can't even get it out, but you can.
Yes, Chris, we have Miss Erica here, and she has a question for Amy Banks.
With soccer, football, and volleyball starting SWAC OK this weekend, what are your expectations of their outcomes?
The outcome, we're always looking for the dub, as the kids would say, to win. But, you know, we're creating the chaos, and I think we have coming up for our, leading up to our next home football contest, we have soccer, football, volleyball, and soccer again. And so we got a chaos going on, but we're going to call it a pandemonium weekend. And so each of those sports, we got Grambling, I think, coming in for volleyball on that. What is that Friday or that's Sunday? And so after the football game, and so we're going to be having them. We're going to kick it off with soccer on that Friday, and we're going to end up Sunday night with men's basketball pandemonium. That's where the student athletes will be showcased, and the fans get a chance to come out, get posters, sign autographs, and have a good time, dunk contest, and a lot of those things. So we're transitioning to the busiest time of the year. We probably got all sports except 2 or 3 going at one time here in a couple of weeks. So, but we're excited about it. That's what collegiate sports are all about, and we're going to continue to promote those student athletes.
All right, thank you so much for that question. And now this is probably why I was, my mouth was watering and all that stuff. I was salivating with this. This is, look at this dish is unbelievable. It's got the shrimp, and you can almost see the cayenne on that, man, the cayenne pepper.
Man, you got to be tough for that one.
Oh,
right
yeah. And then you got the potatoes, and you got sausage on here with corn. This is delicious. And of course,
I used to would do this probably about 10 years ago.
10 years
but I
ago?
can't handle it anymore.
And you like the boiled crabs here?
Oh yeah, boiled crabs. I think it's tougher shell, and so they spiced up just right. These are a little tough for me right here, but man, a lot of people here killing those right now.
Man, I want to tell you, and look at this right here. This is the Overtime Series bread pudding. It's what Roman is calling it. And I hate to say this, but he actually put his autograph in here too. I think you can see this if the camera can pick it up. You put your autograph on this.
This is my signature dish right here at this spot. So come on and try it out.
And look, he just put the apron away is what he wants you to think. He just did it himself. But this is nice. This is the kind of food you get right here. And this is pretty good. If you think he's fun on this show, you ought to see him at Harley Davidson night on Thursdays. This guy can kick it big time. That's here on Thursdays with all kind of specials and stuff like that. There's always something going on, and Coach, you can look. Look. You even see us right here on the big
live,
screen.
Huh?
Yes, live.
So, and Skull Boys do a good job of hosting, this show and hosting our fans, and I definitely need to give them a shout out of appreciation, and we are very thankful for them giving us the opportunity to come here every Wednesday and do this show and tell our story live about the Bluff.
Yes.
And so I'm very thankful for them.
You know how you can tackle this? They got some great cold beverages here, brother. Ooh, they got some good cold beverages.
And you're gonna need more than one.
Yes.
So I'm glad you said some.
And look, I have no problem because I'm gonna tell you, it's the coldest adult beverages in town. I promise you that. So you will not, and plus all kinds of different sports. We've got volleyball on, we've got classic football on here, we've got our show on right here. There's all kind of baseball going on back there. You can see it all right here.
You come here, enjoy it, and then go see our corporate sponsor, Legendary, right across the street.
Oh man, those things make me look important over there looking at those cars.
Yeah,
over
very
there.
nice cars.
They're absolutely unbelievable. We want to thank all of our sponsors for making it happen. We'll be back again. Next week we're off. No football game next weekend. However, we will be right here on the set and have some more exciting sports for you.
Bringing basketball
getting
started.
I'm ready.
So probably bringing basketball here next week.
Can't wait for basketball season to start because football's going by so fast. We're already in week 5.
Oh, no question about it.
5. Unbelievable. So we'll be back again here next week, same time, same channel, Pelican Sports TV, right here at Scoreboards Restaurants on Coursey Boulevard, right smack in the middle of Airline and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. We'll see you next week. I'm Chris Powers.
Next week.
That's A.D. Banks. Back next week.
Go Jags.